what?
Are you the Miracle Max who worked for the king all those years?
The king's stinking son fired me, and thank you so much for bringing up such a painful subject. While you're at it, why don't you give me a nice paper cut and pour lemon juice on it? We're closed.
You know, when Rob said to me, I want you to play Miracle Max, you know, we always fool around and would play with these kind of voices, and we have relatives like this.
Look, I'm retired. Besides, why would you want someone the king's stinking son fired? I might kill whoever you wanted me to Miracle.
He said, come on, it's 3-4 days, we'll be in England, and you'll put some stuff on your face, and we'll fly with it.
He's already dead.
He is, huh? I'll take a look. Bring him in.
In creating this guy, my makeup master, Peter Montagna, and I talked about, well, what do you want to look at? What should he look like that could be different? And I said, well, he should look like a cross between Casey Stengel, who was the old Yankee manager, and my grandmother. And I brought in pictures of both of them, and we came up with this guy.
Makeup process for a makeup like this involves taking a life cast of the actor based on the life mask. I have the actors, basically have the actor's face and head there to work with. We can build a wig on that because we have all the proportions.
And Peter made this, the concept of this wig was that it was long and wispy and that he was living in the forest and he sort of let himself go, and we went for this, and this little Bill Haley and the Comet thing happened there. This is a cast of my face. I don't normally look like this. And then, you know, we added all kinds of little stuff.
And I'll take modeling clay and I'll sculpt the likeness on that life mask. And working from photographs and reference material, I can arrive at a look. Once we've achieved a look that we like, that sculpture is then broken down into pieces and put on separate individual positive molds. And then through a casting process and a molding process, we arrive at rubber pieces that are then glued on the face.
This is a Max nose. It's just, and then there's all kinds of stuff. And if you look at Casey Stengel, if you ever get a picture of Casey Stengel, the nose is very much like that.
The pieces are very flexible, they're very thin, and they're designed in a way so you can see the actor's expression and nuance.
Don't rush me, Sonny. You rush a miracle man, you get rotten miracles. You got money?
When I'm doing a makeup of this type, I tell the actor, you just do what you have to do, and I'll work around you. And if I have to redesign something or change something around because you're not comfortable with it, then that's what we'll do. Because ultimately, it's the performance that's going to sell the makeup.
Sheesh. I never worked for so little, except once, and that was a very noble cause.
I was about 4 or 5 hours. We got up very real early, and I'd meet him at the studio around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, because this day starts at 7. Welcome to my face.
Morning, sir.
How are you? Are you rolling this now?
Yep.
This is Peter Montagna. We met when I was doing Saturday Night Live. And Peter's putting on the nose Miracle Max.
It requires a lot of discipline on the part of the actor, obviously. They have to sit there patiently for several hours.
Why don't you just staple it in? Forget about this gluing stuff. This is very comfortable now.
Billy sees a lot of different people when we're doing the application because he's in various stages of completion.
I find a lot of characters when we take off the makeup, when it's just like rounded to be like this, already he's got everything in somebody else. And you'll see later when I get all of it on without the wig, I'll do this new guy. He laughs. Peter laughs. Peter's a great sounding board for me. Right, Peter?
Yeah.
How many characters we discovered taking off makeup? A lot.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. We take them off. I make him giggle. Once he gets on, it gets to a certain point, you just disappear, and this guy happens, and your hands are done, and this guy just happens. Okay. Nose, chin, ears, It
like this, you spend the day.
Sometimes he just chills out and doesn't say anything, and I know that he's trying to concentrate on either his lines or something like that, and I don't disturb him. But every once in a while, he just starts in, and you know, we have a lot of fun, and we laugh.
We're getting close. I'm about ready to say goodbye to the rest of my face for the day. Peter applies a makeup, there are little numbers all over my face. I just really sort of feel it's not a big deal.
Billy was really excited to do this part, so he was in a great mood.
One eyebrow was going on.
When I hear that noise, it makes me want to go to the bathroom. The tinkle. Whoops.
How you feeling, Max?
What?
How you feeling?
Well, Thursday I had gas.
Really? How you feeling today?
What's today?
Friday.
Better.
Really? What'd you have to dinner last night?
I took one of them He-Man TV dinners.
Yeah.
The He-Man lasagna.
Oh, that would be good guess.
Oh, gas. Hefty man.
You must have been up all night.
Yeah, twice.
With a makeup like this, a shooting day can last 10, 12 hours. Part of the problem would be edges lifting up around the mouth, touch-ups after lunch. There has to be a certain amount of maintenance.
I had a piece of fish. I shouldn't have had it. You a rotten liar.
I need him to help avenge my father. Murdered these 20 years.
Your first story was better. Where's that bellows cramp?
Well, the English crew loved it. They had a great time. Billy, of course, would slip out of character occasionally, and he'd entertain the crew. And Rob was very pleased with the result.
He probably owes you money, huh? Well, I'll ask him.
He's dead, he can't talk.
Look who knows so much, huh? Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
It makes it easy to improvise, and when you have its full-fledged guy.
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open his mouth.
Then you can say stuff, and then, you know, like at the stop sign in a car, like 2 weeks later oh, why didn't I say this? So why didn't I say that? And I remember one line I wanted to say to Mandy Patinkin when he goes, come on, so we're in a hurry. And I was gonna say to him, look who knows so much. Mister, I can wear my hair like this because I have a sword. And I went, oh, why didn't I say that?
Well, with all dead, there's usually only one thing that you can do.
What's that?
Go through his clothes and look for loose change.
It's not every day you get to look like this and you have your own cottage.
Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
We did some Yiddish. We threw some Yiddish in that I think stayed in there. We had this little song, Heideldichlau Danish, is in there somewhere.
Heideldichlau Danish.
There's looping and Stiegen, which is quiet, and we just had a ball.
Company?
Ah!
Company! Company! Company!
Stiegen!
Company!
I'm not listening!
This is the kind of thing that Billy loves to do. He loves creating characters, and this was one of the things he does best.
True love is the greatest thing in the world. Except for nice MLT, mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich when the mutton is nice and lean.
He does characters without makeup. So to have the makeup on is just a little extra treat.
The problem with doing a movie like this when you only have 3 days and, you know, nobody knew who I was because I'd come looking like Max and I'd leave the set looking like Max. It wasn't until like a month later that I ran into Adrian Biddle on the plane, who was a cinematographer, and he says, Billy, right? And I said, yeah. He said, you know, I never got to see your face. And he was a cinematographer.
He said to love Max.
Don't say
My
another
God.
word, Valerie!
He's afraid.
I don't know, I've done 20 movies, whatever I've done, and I'm in this movie 3 minutes, and I get as much reaction from people for this as things that I've starred in, you know, and that's a great feeling because I don't keep props from a lot of things. This guy I kept stuff from.
Wait. I make him better. Humperdinck suffers.
I think what I'm most proud about the makeup is ultimately Billy's performance. He made the makeup come to life. A makeup is only as good as the actor that's wearing it. And Billy did such a beautiful job.
That is a noble cause. Give me the 65. I'm on the job.
Have fun storming the DVD. I got a lot of gas. A lot of gas. This is Max's hat. You don't get to have a wizard hat on a lot. And this is why I just love this thing. There's beautiful work in it, and I put it on. I feel like, once in a while I walk through the neighborhood and we need a stop sign there.